everyone. I'm Anthony Vandegrift with Endtime Ministries, and this is Prophecy in the News. There's a big teaching that's floating around right now. It covers the subject of the coming four blood moons. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but I've done some more research, and I thought I would share some interesting things that I found with you to maybe help you understand the subject a little bit more and whether or not it ties in or if it's even relevant to Bible prophecy. So first of all, it's important for us to understand that a blood moon is not when the moon literally turns into blood, but rather when the moon turns red in color, just like the color of blood. Now, this occurs when there is a total lunar eclipse. Now, the four blood moons is based on what is known as a tetrad. A tetrad is when there are four consecutive total lunar eclipses that occur. Now, the teaching on the four blood moons, it tells us that there have only been 3 of these tetrads to occur in the last 500 years. So I went to NASA and I did some research and I looked up the information, the log that they have there. And from year 1 AD to the year 2013, there have actually been 55 tetrads to occur. And there have been more than 3 to occur within the last 500 years. Now, for the sake of the teaching, it lines up these tetrads with Jewish feast days, Passover and Sukkot. So I checked into that as well. And of the 55 that have occurred, there are 7 additional tetrads that fit with the Jewish feast days that are unaccounted for in the teaching of the four blood moons that we hear about now. So there are more going against the teaching than there are actually for it and its support and foundation of the tetrads. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now the other thing is that the teaching of the four blood moons state that there was a tetrad to occur in 1492, in 1948, and in 1967, and during these years, this is when you had a time of destruction and a time of peace for the Jewish people of the nation of Israel. Well, I checked into that too, and believe it or not, there was not a tetrad to occur in 1492 or in 1948. They actually occurred in 1493 and 1494, in 1949 and 1950, and in 1967 and 1968. So in each of the cases, you have the event, and then you have the four blood moons. If the four blood moons are supposed to be a sign or a signal to us of something that is about to come or to come, why is it given after the event's actually finished? To me, that doesn't really make sense if it's supposed to be a sign. And the events didn't happen within the 18-month span of the four blood moons, but they all happened before, and then the four blood moons finished. Now that's interesting because the teaching right now states that the battle of Gog and Magog in Ezekiel 38 and 39 is what's going to happen. We only have 5 months from now till April of 2014. We're in November of 2013 right now. There's only 5 months. So, should we expect the battle of Gog and Magog to happen within the next 5 months and for there to be complete and total peace for the nation of Israel by the time 2014 comes around in April? That's a bit of a stretch to me, and we can even prove that the Battle of Gog and Magog can't happen now anyway. We can prove that it's the Battle of Armageddon. When you look at Ezekiel 39, 17 through 20, and Revelation 19, 17 through 20, you see that the Battle of Gog and Magog, the Battle of Armageddon are the same battle. They end at the same one-time event, the supper of our great God. So there's no way that you can fit a 7-year span, which is when Armageddon happens after that. You can't fit 7 years into 5 months. If you can, that's impressive and you should be renowned, but you can't. And the other thing is that when you go from the biblical standpoint of the four blood moons, you don't have a reference of four blood moons happening at one time, but you do have references to a single blood moon in 8 different passages that I'm aware of. And in each of these passages, you don't have anything that deals with destruction for Israel followed by peace. The blood moons always indicate the second coming of Jesus Christ. So let's kind of recap everything here. Have there only been 3 tetrads to occur within the past 500 years? No, there have been many more than that. Have there only been 3 tetrads to occur that are directly tied into Jewish feast days? No, there have been 7 additional ones that are completely unaccounted for. Can the Battle of Gog and Magog happen within the next 5 months? Absolutely not. And do blood moons signal that there's going to be a time of destruction followed by peace for the Jewish people, the nation of Israel? No, they give a signal that the second coming is soon to occur. So with all this information gathered and all these facts, when I look at the teaching, I see absolutely no relevance to Bible prophecy. I don't see any truth to it when I look at the facts for myself. And could the blood moons signal something else to come, like World War III, the battle that kills 1/3 of mankind? I don't think so, because we've known it was going to happen before we even knew about the blood moons. We've understood that this is going to happen before the time of the Great Tribulation because the Bible tells us that. We don't need the blood moons to understand what's about to come when we have the Bible that gives us the complete and total truth. So those are my thoughts. I don't really see any significance to the blood moons at all, but that's my opinion. You can do research if you like. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Anthony Vandegrift with Endtime Ministries, and this has been your prophecy in the news.